Boiling point. She ran away from home and moved in with her aunt in Phoenix, which proved to be yet another step into darkness.
It was a wild, wild, wild time. That's when I first started doing meth hardcore. My aunt dealt it in spades. She introduced me to it, and that from the first line I did of meth, I was hooked.
She was surrounded by drug dealers, addicts, and strippers. These were her role models, and from them, she would learn a new way of life.
I was sharing a room with a girl who was a stripper, and seeing her come home with the money and realizing these stupid such and suches, they'd give you this much money, that I could actually take my sexuality and what I thought was power to get what I wanted, to get what I needed. And for the first time, I thought I had the tools that I was going to be able to control my future.
Serena moved back to Vegas and began stripping in the clubs, making an average of $500 a day. Her addictions were out of control, and her life was darker than ever.
There was no fun or joy in the crazy wildness of Las Vegas anymore. It had become a monster to me. That's when I got, out of the blue, a parcel from an aunt. This aunt had attended this lady named Joyce Meyer. She'd gone to her conference or something, and here was these tapes. And I just thought, oh, that's funny. I just thought it was ironic. I was like, how did she find me? People can't find me. You can't find me. How am I listed? But it just, a couple sets of phone calls and circumstances that now I know is the Lord. This tape series came to me, and I just almost sarcastically put it in to check it out, and I started listening to this woman talk, and the truth shot through my ears into my spirit. And I got mad at first because she just immediately started talking about her abuse and the things that she had gone through, the sexual abuse, and of course I hadn't really ever talked about it up until then, and so it was pretty shocking to hear it. Instantly knew that she related to me, but she so quickly went right into, but we need to get over it. But there's another life, and you can't make excuses anymore, that you have to move on. And I remember getting so offended and so mad, I turned that thing off and threw that tape down for a little bit. I was still going on with my life. I mean, living wild, living crazy, but there was, what I know now was there was a little bit of information, a little bit of a seed that got in me that started to say, you don't have to live like this. You don't have to feel like this anymore. You do not have to go through the rest of your life with this abuse and this hatred and this self-loathing, and that there's a whole other possibility, and that there's this love from this God guy that I can have and can change me.
Serena continued her self-destructive lifestyle. She discovered she was pregnant and was overwhelmed when she realized she had spent her first trimester buried in drugs and alcohol.
I knew how important pregnancy was. I mean, women don't eat this and don't drink that and get enough sleep, and all I could think of is those first couple months. That baby was alive in my stomach. She had done more drugs than most people I know.
She thought the baby had already been damaged beyond repair, and that her only option was abortion.
I actually laid down on the abortion table and paid my money, and a nurse had about all she could take that day, I think. They interviewed me and did, she pushed a button on this machine that she had, and all of a sudden I heard, boom, boom. I said, what is that? And she said, that is the beating heart of your child. And even though it sounds crazy, I knew I was pregnant, but it wasn't a reality to me until I heard the beating heart of a human being that was inside my body. And I got up and did not go back.